Okay, can you go back and tell me about what you just said from 1 to 7?
Okay, so at the age of 1 to 7, I was innocent,
Hmm.
and I was just struggling to get through life as best I could in a family of 5, and I had no idea how to or what to do. So I was only left to my emotional response and my need to get my mother's attention so she'd look after me better. So I got good at waiting for her to give me attention, and I got good at stop crying or I'd get hit, because the noise. So I got through life, but I have to realize now that I already had my sledgehammer back then. So I don't have to keep thinking another one's going to come. I just have to heal that. I'm not under attack anymore, and I am not needing anyone to look after me anymore. I've got my back. I know what I'm doing. And so now, as a woman, a cognitive woman in the 2019, I'm ready to live my life as a white woman in Australia. Woo! So yeah, I wanted to get the 0 to 7 part because Christianity says that we are born guilty. So I had no recourse to feel sorry for myself ever. And I now understand I was never stamped as guilty because of the cross, and that all of humankind is not guilty. And so I was always innocent from being born and in conception and my decision to come into the world. So with the hammering I feel like I got, I am willing to heal from that, and I'm also willing to understand with wisdom and understanding what happened to me and what's happening to everyone else, and basically good old Buddha's suffering on the planet, and how to see the suffering, understand the suffering, how to navigate the suffering, and how to remain in a positive attitude that sweeps the suffering away and brings in a beautiful life. Joy, bliss and beauty. Power being the fact that I can create my happy ever after. Now that is fucking huge when it comes to fairy tales, because for me it was happy never after. That was my relationships, that was my childhood, that was my outlook on life. Happy never after. Only when I realized I create my own happy ever after did I realize it's time to stop feeling sorry for myself and to start looking at the fact that we have the power in our manifesting of negative and positive forces. Some people call it dark and light, some people call it evil and good, but the basic idea is that if I'm going to be a hero on the hero's journey, I need to understand that what I was fighting was just my own negativity, and that I can bring in my own positivity, and that's my power, and balance the two.
So, as far as money and greed, the addiction of those, how is that played out?
Because people don't understand that they have 100% responsibility, all they're seeing is that, she's got that, I want it, or I want. And when you realize you can get, you don't even know it's you that's making it happen. Some people thank God, others thank their parents' money, but generally we've got all the ability. So when people want more and more and more, they can usually get it because they do have the power. They have the power in a negative powerful force and a positive. And unfortunately, the negative powerful force is what most people choose to do because they haven't understood the powerful force of positivity that they can harness. They've only known negative. They have negative memories, and they have the negative stories of how Uncle James made all his money. And, they just don't realize that you don't have to step on people. So there's a negative way to do it and a positive way. And if we choose to heal, we start to understand how beautiful positive is and how lacking it is in our lives, and how to bring that back into our lives and then see it and be grateful for it, and then we start being happy.
And how do you do that?
Well, for me it's being grounded enough. I was born in the 60s, and we didn't have brainwashing and mind manipulating, and we didn't get abducted by the machine as quickly as young people are now. So young people who are upset and middle-aged people who didn't work through their own damage don't understand that evil force that we think is evil is not at all, and we can have what we call joy and peace and beauty, and we've been brainwashed to think we can't. But we can have joy, peace. In the 60s there was joy, peace and beauty. The wars had ended, the drugs were taking everyone's resistance away, politicians were starting to think like, you know, JFK, and it was like there was a glimpse, and that was when they went, oh yay, the Aquarian Age is coming. Well, we know how long since Jesus died and we've all been set free. We know how long since the 60s are we set free. Let's just keep on the journey of staying positive.
So what concrete things can you do?
Okay, so with living on the land as free men and women, living, breathing men and women of the land, not owned by the government, not owned by the numbers attached to your names, which is the mark of the beast. Basically, I have chosen to live my life as free as possible. And come with me on my journey.
And what
to live
steps?
As free as possible.
I'm still trying to get what steps.
Well, that's a big one. That's the big steps. And basically, I don't want to live in the jungle and be living, scratching for my survival. I've accepted that I like technology to a certain point. So I use technology in my steps. I like that I can buy food from shops and I do it, and I get organic food, so I get the best food I can get on the planet. I like that I can get mountain water and filter it if I have to, so I get that water. And I try not to have medicines and things that bring my energy down. I try not to have yucky food that brings my body and energy down. And basically being like alive means tuning into nature and loving it, like really wow, flowers, smells, greenery, living in North Queensland.
Now, physically, you've said what you would do. How about emotionally or spiritually? What tools do you use to stay positive or focus on that rather than negative?
Okay. Main thing for me is feeling that I'm not alone, and that I've got the big connection to what could only have created all this, and that's love. Because this isn't a magical, mystical journey, and it is filled with love, even though there's the death-defying side of living on planet Earth. There's just, so with me getting emotionally strong, I need to know that I can't, but my higher power can. And when I say that, it is like two people in me. And I know that the higher power, the quiet, still place in me, the part that's connected to the supreme divinity of all life, that part of me is where I look to and seek, because in me